who wrote to me said that they worked on the set of It Ends With Us, okay? And that the villain in this entire story is not Blake Lively, it's not Justin Baldoni, but it is Ryan Reynolds. And now I look at him and I just go, how did I not see this? This is the backstory. Comes to set, reviews the dailies, the raw footage, whatever that was shot today, reviews the script, and then he goes into his trailer, allegedly. Don't gag order or sue me, Ryan Reynolds. Okay, I don't want to be involved in all the drama. I'm just telling my audience what I was told. He goes into Blake Lively's trailer and they have an argument. All of the production assistants overheard the argument, okay? Now, what was at the root of that argument? We don't know, but we can assume it had something to do with what he saw in these dailies, what he read in the script. Who even knows what led him to even visit on this day? And the person says that from that day forward, he started involving himself, that he basically became a chaperone for her on set. He was there basically every day, involved in the projects, wanting to rewrite lines, and suddenly Ryan Reynolds was trying to wrangle this project from Justin. Please take my advice. Narrator, she did not listen. She did not take my advice at all. I said that having read through Blake Lively's complaints, that it was evident to me that she was likely under the influence when she filed her complaint.
Okay, Justin Baldoni is bringing the receipts. And what I mean by that is Justin Baldoni just dropped 10 minutes of unedited footage from It Ends With Us. And this footage seemingly directly negates some of Blake Lively's claims in her harassment lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. At the beginning of the footage, we see Blake and Justin essentially talking about logistics. They're talking about lighting, finding their marks, whether or not they should be talking or just staring at.
What if I told you that Justin Baldoni just dropped a legal bombshell that could take down Blake Lively's entire PR machine? And it all ties back to a wild twist from Candace Owens. That's right, title card flashes. Justin Baldoni shuts down Blake Lively's PR team after Candace Owens update. The courtroom drama is heating up, and this thumbnail says it all. Candace Owens and Justin Baldoni side by side in court, staring down Blake's PR team. How did we get here? Buckle up, because this Hollywood feud just went nuclear, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Let's start with the moment that set this whole mess on fire. Picture this. Ryan Reynolds, yeah, Deadpool himself, storms onto the It Ends With Us set, flipping out over something he saw in the daily footage. Sources say he barged into Blake Lively's trailer, and production assistants overheard shouting. What was it about? No one's spilling that tea yet. But from that day forward, Ryan was a constant shadow on set, eyeballing scripts, hovering over Justin Baldoni's every move. Baldoni, the director and co-star, was suddenly under a microscope, and insiders say he felt suffocated. But that's not even the shocking part. Wait until you hear what Blake did next to turn this into a full-on war. To understand this chaos, we've got to go back to the root. Blake Lively, playing Lily Bloom in the film, wasn't just acting, she was calling shots. But when tensions with Baldoni boiled over, she dropped a bombshell. Late last year, Blake filed a formal complaint, accusing Justin of inappropriate behavior on set. Think boundary-crossing stuff that made her uncomfortable. Then, boom, she hit him with a lawsuit, claiming harassment and a hostile work environment. Hollywood gasped. Baldoni's rep took a nosedive. Her legal team teased devastating evidence. But was it as explosive as they promised? Fans were split, and the internet went wild. Blake's move was bold, but Baldoni wasn't about to let it slide.
Show of hands if you stayed up until midnight waiting for Blake Lively to drop this freaking amendment. Okay, am I the only person with their hands raised? Are you guys just here to plagiarize because you know I went through every line like a complete psycho? That's perfectly fine. I just want you guys to know rather, that if you're here because you think there's some bombshell in here, as her lawyers were alluding to, oh, wait until everybody sees everything, you're gonna be sorely disappointed, because if clickbait was an amendment, this is it. Okay, I cannot believe it. And there's so much more going on here. Now we really see the target of everything, I think. Really the linchpin for her lawsuit, the person that she went after. We have to discuss Isabella.
Fast forward to January 2025. Justin Baldoni doesn't just defend himself, he comes out swinging. He drops 10 minutes of raw, unedited set footage that he says flips Blake's story on its head. In one clip, they're filming a slow dance scene. Blake claimed Justin got too close, dragging his lips down her neck in a creepy way. But the footage, it shows them joking about spray tan, with Baldoni sniffing her neck and both laughing. His team screams, "See, professional vibes only!" Blake's camp fires back. That proves her discomfort, any woman would get it. The internet explodes. Half say it clears him, half say it backs her up. Then, Baldoni ups the ante with a $400 million lawsuit against Blake, Ryan, and their PR squad, claiming defamation and a calculated smear. But the real kicker? Enter Candace Owens. Here's where it gets absolutely insane. Brace yourself. Candace Owens, the firebrand commentator who never holds back, storms into this mess with a jaw-dropping update on her show. She's pointing fingers straight at Blake Lively's PR team, led by powerhouse Leslie Sloan, and says they didn't just play defense, they launched a full-on attack. According to Owens, these pros leaked twisted, half-baked stories to TMZ and the Daily Mail, painting Justin Baldoni as some kind of set-stalking villain. We're talking headlines screaming director from hell, all timed perfectly after Blake's press tour flopped hard with fans calling her out of touch. But Candace isn't stopping there. She claims she's got the inside scoop. From a whistleblower, Blake's team didn't just spin tales, they allegedly weaponized old HR complaints, dusting off vague gripes from extras and blowing them up to bury Justin alive. But wait, it gets wilder. Owens drops a bombshell. Blake's squad even tapped Taylor Swift's mega influence to flex on Baldoni during production, dangling her star power like a sword over his head. Baldoni's 179-page lawsuit backs this up, alleging Blake's crew tried to obliterate his career to dodge the heat from her own PR disaster. He's got texts, emails, even a leaked Zoom call where a publicist brags about owning the BOA narrative. Then, bam! Here's the twist that flips it all. Justin's legal filings swing back harder, accusing Blake and Ryan Reynolds of straight-up extortion, claiming they threatened to tank the film unless he bowed to their edits. Ryan allegedly told Sony execs, "It's our movie now," and Justin says he's got the receipts to prove it. Candace isn't letting this slide. She doubles down, voice practically shaking with intensity. This is Hollywood PR warfare at its dirtiest, and Blake's team just got caught red-handed. But Blake's camp isn't sweating, they're firing back, calling it a desperate smear from a cornered man. Meanwhile, X is a feeding frenzy. Fans are digging up old Blake interviews, hunting for cracks, while Baldoni's supporters are screaming, "Justice is coming!" And get this, a shady anonymous blog just popped up, dropping alleged audio of Sloan plotting with a tabloid editor. Fake or real? No one knows yet, but it's got half of Hollywood buzzing. Who's winning this insane narrative tug-of-war? The courtroom's about to drop the gavel, and trust me, it's gonna be brutal. Baldoni's not stopping there. His $400 million suit isn't just about clearing his name, it's a takedown. He claims Blake and Ryan used their A-list power to steamroll him, with Ryan allegedly berating him in front of castmates, calling him a sexual predator. Justin says it was so bad Sony reps apologized for not stepping in. He's suing for defamation, extortion, and even drags their publicists into it, saying they spun a fake victim story to save Blake's image after bad press. The filings are brutal, 179 pages of receipts, texts, and accusations. Blake's team calls it desperate, but Baldoni's camp says, "We've got the truth, and it's all coming out." This isn't just a lawsuit, it's a Hollywood reckoning.
Baldoni is now involving Taylor Swift in his lawsuit against Blake Lively. So Justin Baldoni is suing Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and their publicists for over $400 million for all the It Ends With Us drama. Now he's name-dropping Taylor Swift, Blake's bestie, in the mix. Thankfully, Taylor Swift is not being sued, but she's mentioned in his 179-page paper complaint, and he's alleging that Taylor's fame was used to pressure him during production. And it really all stems from this penthouse situation where Blake and Ryan live. Apparently there was a meeting there with all of them, and Taylor Swift was actually present, and Blake ended up rewriting one of the scenes. And even after the meeting was over, Baldoni texted Blake this, saying, "I gotta put my glasses on for this one, the font is too small. Also was working on the rooftop scene today. Really love what you did. Makes it so much more fun and interesting, and I would have felt the same way without Ryan and Taylor."
This was a sinister PR move. Blake Lively then moved 11 days later to file a lawsuit. So now she has filed a lawsuit, and I don't think she ever wanted to do this. I think she genuinely wanted this to be a PR move, and she wanted to leak it to the New York Times. She thought the public would take her side with no questions asked, and instead the public is saying, "No, we have a few questions here." And Justin Baldoni is going all the way to the wall on this. His lawyer is already giving interviews explaining just how nasty her team has played this. The lawyer's name is Brian Friedman. He stopped by the Megyn Kelly show, and here's some of the things that he had to say. First, he says there used to never be a sexual claim. There never was a sexual claim until she went to that civil rights office. Take a listen.
There was actually no allegation of sexual harassment until the lawsuit.
Followed by an attempted PR takedown of her to cover his own ass from people finding out what he did to her. In an article titled, "We Can Bury Anyone," Blake Lively heroically shared her story, and the world was on her side because it looked like she was just trying to take down a predator in Hollywood. So Justin Baldoni and his ace lawyer launched an all-cylinder fire attack to clear his name, and he started by suing the New York Times, saying that article was just published because it was paid for by Ryan Reynolds, and it was a multi-layered scheme planned out by Blake and Ryan to take down Justin. And I think it's pretty common knowledge that the mainstream media will lie on behalf of their powerful friends or anyone who pays them off to say certain things.
It's called discovery, where they share all of the information that may prove her case, and also Justin will seek information that will prove his. The only problem is that Justin's side is now responding, saying, hey, this isn't right. They just want blanket call logs of everything that went down. They'll use this to smear my client. So I'm going to share what Justin Baldoni had to say, but let's just do a quick refresher of the subpoenas, and then we've got our lawyer friend explaining why they think this is all just PR. So, sending out a series of subpoenas to cell carriers, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon, as well as alleged social media manipulator Jed Wallace, the Gossip Girl vet, and Ryan Reynolds want to get a look at the real receipts.
And there are other moments to go like, am I the in the room? Like, what is happening here? I would show up on a set. I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say. But I also knew that that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, in creating the character. And sometimes I had directors or producers or writers who would welcome that and invite that once they saw that I was able to offer that. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor. Yet when I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to fulfill.
It's called discovery, where they share all of the information that may prove her case, and also Justin will seek information that will prove his. The only problem is that Justin's side is now responding, saying, hey, this isn't right. They just want blanket call logs of everything that went down. They'll use this to smear my client. So I'm going to share what Justin Baldoni had to say, but let's just do a quick refresher of the subpoenas, and then we've got our lawyer friend explaining why they think this is all just PR. So, sending out a series of subpoenas to cell carriers, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon, as well as alleged social media manipulator Jed Wallace, the Gossip Girl vet, and Ryan Reynolds want to get a look at the real receipts.
Hold up. Taylor Swift? Oh yeah, she's tangled up in this mess, and it's wilder than you think. Justin Baldoni's lawsuit drops a bombshell. Blake Lively didn't just call him to a casual meeting. She summoned him to her swanky NYC penthouse to shove a rewritten scene down his throat. And who's there, flanking her like some A-list posse? Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift, both pumping up Blake's script like it's the greatest thing since 1989. Justin says it felt like a setup. He's sitting there, outnumbered, with two of the biggest names in Hollywood staring him down. He's got texts to prove it. One from him to Blake saying, "Love the rewrite, you're a genius." But in the suit, he adds, "I didn't need Ryan and Taylor breathing down my neck to feel that way." Blake's response? She fires back with a cryptic, "They're my dragons," like she's channeling Khaleesi from Game of Thrones. And Justin's the one getting roasted. But here's where it gets spicier. Baldoni claims this wasn't just a creative powwow. It was a straight-up power play. Swift's billion-dollar clout wasn't there by accident. It was muscle to flex on him, a not-so-subtle, do what we say or else. He says Blake bragged about Swift tweaking lines over wine, with Ryan smirking. In the background, like he's directing the whole show. Justin's team even dug up a blurry Insta story, since deleted, of Taylor laughing in that penthouse, timestamped the night of the meeting. Coincidence? Fans don't think so. They're losing it online, digging through Swift's every move. For clues, did Blake really weaponize Taylor's fame to steamroll him? Swift staying silent, her PR machine on lockdown, but X is a circus. Swifties are split, some screaming, "Queen Tay wouldn't," while others are like, "She's ride or die for Blake." Bought? And get this. A crew member swears Taylor hummed a tune during that meeting that's eerily close to a leaked It Ends With Us soundtrack snippet. Did she secretly shape the film too? This twist is peak Hollywood juice, and it's got everyone talking. Right now, it's an all-out legal slugfest, and neither side's blinking. Blake's lawyers came out swinging with an amended complaint last week, dropping a bombshell. Two other actresses from It Ends With Us, one a rising star, another a seasoned pro, say they felt uncomfortable around Justin Baldoni too. They're claiming hushed whispers in the makeup trailer, awkward vibes during rehearsals, stuff they say backs Blake's story 100%. Her team's calling it a pattern of behavior, and insiders whisper one actress might testify about a creepy late-night text from Justin. But hold up, Baldoni's camp isn't sweating it. They hit back with more raw footage, this time a 15-minute reel of him cracking jokes with those same actresses, all smiles and high fives. His lawyers are screaming, "It's all lies, look at the tape," and swear Blake's twisting innocent moments into a witch hunt. But the real chaos? It's exploding online. X is a straight-up war zone, where Team Blake and Justice for Justin are trading blows, trending every week like clockwork. Fans are rabid. Someone dug up a 2023 Baldoni interview where he calls Blake a sister, and now half the internet's yelling, "Hypocrite." While the other half's like, "Context matters." New clips keep leaking. Grainy phone vids from set pop up on TikTok, one showing Blake storming off mid-scene, another with Justin pacing, looking stressed. Some swear it proves her case. Others say he's the one getting railroaded. Candace Owens is fanning the flames, dropping hot takes on her show. She called Blake's PR moves crazy manipulative and hinted at a shady A-list clique pulling strings. Her latest rant? This is bigger than one movie. It's Hollywood's dirtiest playbook exposed. And the courtroom's heating up fast. The trial's locked for March 2026, but Judge Lyman's already fed up. He slammed both sides in. A February 20th hearing, warning, "Quit the media circus or I'll fast-track this to next month." Blake's team shrugged it off, filing more affidavits. Justin's dropped a 200-page rebuttal packed with timestamps and call logs. Then bam. Last night, a rogue X account leaked what looks like a courtroom sketch of Blake glaring at Justin, captioned, "Day 1 fireworks." Real or staged? No clue, but it's got fans buzzing. This isn't just a feud anymore, it's a cultural firestorm tearing through Hollywood, and the fallout's gonna be seismic. So, what's the takeaway? This It Ends With Us drama has morphed into a full-on Hollywood war. Justin Baldoni versus Blake Lively's PR empire, with Candace Owens lighting the fuse. It's not just about who's right or wrong anymore, it's about how far power, fame, and spin can stretch before they snap. Will Baldoni's $400 million gamble bury Blake's team, or will her dragons burn him down first? One thing's for sure, this case could rewrite how Tinseltown fights its battles. So who do you believe? Drop your take below. And if this tease got you hooked, hit that subscribe button because we've got more Hollywood secrets coming your way.